today, we speak exclusively to the Prime Minister and young Alexander Downer about the Foreign Minister's, well, in the words of Gareth Evans, limp and flatulent statement of regret. And that's not the only limpness and flatulence coming your way today. We'll play Beat the Beasley, we'll visit the Martin Molloy Commission for the Future, and we'll attempt to find out why Channel 7 has shown Baby John the door. We'll play Radio Gladiators, attempt to break the world land speed record with the Victorian Premier, bring you the latest Captain Cook Diddy Box development, and joining us live, former TV Batman Adam West. I'm not joking. It's all coming up on the program that's chockers with what Alexander Downer calls loose language and we call complete lies, Martin Molloy.
The new...
A bit of groove theory there, opening up today's burst of Martin Molloy with myself, Tony Martin, and this bloke here, a man who spent all day on the phone to baby John Burgess, pleading with him to grow back the mo, saying it's your only hope, buddy. Grow it back, grow back the cookie duster, or Barbara's name goes straight onto your car space, Mick Molloy.
It's true.
Any headway there? Is he listening to you, Mickey?
He's not listening, mate. He's turned a blind eye.
Well, we'll get
He's
to
having a sulk.
Okay, we'll talk Burjo later in the show, but you're looking pretty happy with yourself today, Mick.
Yes, I am, Tone. Guess what happened to me on the way to work this morning?
What happened?
Running late as usual, drove like the clappers, got done on police radar.
Did you?
Didn't cost me a cent.
No?
Know how I did it?
How?
Well, I saw them up ahead on the side of the road with the radar, and rather than slowing down, I simply dropped the pants and did a bum press against the windscreen. They confused me with the Victorian Premier, got off with a stern warning.
What a brilliant scam.
That's how it works in Victoria, people. In case anyone hasn't heard, Victorian Premier Jeff Kennett did not lose his licence when clocked doing 143 Ks in a 100 K zone as the law demands, but rather cops claimed the radar was on the fritz, said he probably wasn't doing more than 130 and instead fined him $160. A faulty radar gun, Tone. That's the first one I've ever heard of.
Yeah, that's right.
The one phrase that keeps ringing in my ears, the repeated phrase is, mate, the radar doesn't lie. Accurate with 1 kilometre. Then the Premier gets pulled over, and now all of a sudden it's some jerry-built contraption that wouldn't know its ass from its elbow. Radar guns. Radar guns. Now, why aren't they part of the buyback scheme, Tone? Let's get them off the streets. That'd be win overwhelming public support.
Sure.
For a proposal like that.
You wouldn't see Drainey coming out and complaining. You wouldn't see Graham Campbell up on a soapbox.
Go about your business. I've never heard of the radar gun lobby.
No.
I don't think it exists. 143 Ks. Wowee. I think the reason Jeff Kennett bought the Grand Prix to Melbourne was to draw attention away from himself. Where do you reckon he was heading in such a hurry, Tone?
I don't know. The casino?
Yes, maybe. Off to rush some new casino expansion legislation through Parliament. Have you checked out the Crown Casino lately? How fast is that going up? There's something that should be under the radar. I was standing there the other day and it was coming at me at least 140 Ks. It's the shop that ate Melbourne. It's got its own postcode, Crown 90210.
That Crown Casino comes right past my front door, Mickey, and I live in Perth. That's how fast it's on the expand.
It's like cancer.
Yeah.
It's just growing, isn't it? Anyway, the cops have admitted they bungled the whole incident and have immediately begun testing all existing radar guns. They're testing them on ordinary motorists, Tone, and surprise, surprise, they're back to being 100% accurate.
There you go.
Nice to know, isn't it? I wouldn't want to be a cop pulling motorists over in Melbourne today because you'd get a bit of a bake, wouldn't you? Mate, must be on the blink, buddy. I was only doing 12. Didn't even have the engine on. One of my mates was out the back pushing. I'm thinking of getting into politics.
Oh, well.
Could be Premier one day. So, look, a bit of advice to ordinary Australians and motorists out there who have been taxed and tariffed to within an inch of their lives and who aren't deserving of special treatment. If you're living in fear of copping a $200 speeding fine, which is about the average month's wages, I understand these days, Tone, do what I do and you'll never get pinged, and that is next time you pull the car out of the garage to go for a spin, make sure you got a little flag attached to the bonnet.
Nation's capital. How did he get there so quickly? You're saying, well, the Victorian Premier was driving past, so, he flagged him down. And it's time to cross over to him now. It's Mick Molloy with Focus on Canberra.
Thanks, Tone. I'm here in the office of the Prime Minister with John Howard. Mr. Howard, what's the story? Are you apologising for the behaviour of your Foreign Affairs Minister?
No, I'm not. He can do that himself. Alexander?
Yes, Daddy?
Get in here now. And don't call me Daddy when we're on here.
Sorry. I offer a full and unequivocal apology for my loose use of language.
Sit down.
But my bottom's still smarting.
Sit down.
Yes, sir.
And tuck your shirt in.
Right.
Now, what have you got to say to Mr. Molloy and his listeners?
I'm very sorry about the business over, with the cock up with the letters.
Speak up.
I'm very sorry for all the misunderstandings over that business and... Whereabouts was it again?
Indonesia. You know where it is.
In Indonesia.
Now, what else have you got to say?
Look, there's no need.
No, Mick, he's got to learn. And stop chewing.
Oh, sorry.
Come on. You're very sorry for...
Riding my bike across the front lawn at Parliament.
No.
Paying Peter Reith to do my homework.
Misleading the Parliament.
Yes, sorry.
Now, do up your shoelaces, put some long pants on and go and apologise to Dr. Habibi.
Certainly. Which one's he again?
He's the Minister for National Planning for Indonesia.
Right.
Indonesia, remember? We coloured it pink on your big map.
Oh, yes, pink. Right.
Stay still for a sec.
What?
Bit of ice cream on your chin.
Whoops.
Now, here's $5 for the bus off your sheet.
Thanks, John. Are we still going to...
Yes, if the trade talks go okay, I'll take you to see Flipper.
I think I'd rather see the Muppets Treasure...
On your way, Alexander, and send in the next chap, will you?
Oh, who's next?
Tim Fisher, our Deputy Prime Minister.
Who left that bike there? Let me in! Let me in!
Try the handle.
What does it look like?
Sweet dreams of a rhythm and dance.
It's about, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Good to have you on board. And in case you're wondering, it's Martin Molloy.
At Martin Molloy, we're creating the future today. That's right. We're not just waiting for the future to drag its sorry ass into the present. We're creating it now. A future you won't believe. You'll be sitting there going, bugger me, that's the future, is it? Phew, that's a beauty. At Martin Molloy, we're creating a future. A future for you and your family. Obviously, there's some forms to be signed, and I'll have to check with the warehouse. I mean, you wouldn't want that one. It's been on the shop floor since October. The future at Martin Molloy is simple. You know those big water slides like they have at SeaWorld? It's like that. You get in one end and boom, before you know it, there you are, in the future, with your togs pulled right up your crack. It's the future. It's, well, remember when calculators first came out? They were really big, size of a house brick, with those red numbers and the buttons that were really hard to push in. But you still went, wow, how futuristic is this? It's like something off Space 1999. Check it out. I've spelt Shell Oil. That's what the future's like at Martin Molloy. The future is f***ing excellent. I'm telling you, it's really f***ing excellent. At Martin Molloy, the future is here. And it's not here for a haircut.
The new SAFM.
The runaway here at Martin Molloy, and time to let you know what's coming up on the program. And
Do it.
Guess who we've got in the next hour?
I have no idea.
It's Batman.
Did I miss a meeting?
It's Batman himself, the proper Batman.
Right.
Not one of these plastic,
Newfangled.
phony muscles, brooding Val Kilmer Batman.
Yeah.
We're talking about Adam West, the original Batman, because, of course, the big 30th, what is it, anniversary? 30th year, is it 30 years?
Don't pretend like you don't know. Surely everybody's aware of it.
But I got the feeling it was the 30th anniversary about 3 years ago, and Westy and his mates are just stretching it out, milking it for all it's worth. But I'm assuming 1966 is when the Batman TV series started, and so there's big celebrations going on overseas. We spoke to Burt Ward earlier in the year. I think that segment was replayed while we were on holiday.
And now it's time for the first speaker for the negative.
That's right, because the way I understand it, and don't take this as gospel, Westy and Bert Ward, a.k.a. Robin, they're not exactly seeing eye to eye these days.
No.
But it's the 30th anniversary, so they've got to grin and bear it and get out and do the shopping centres together. And it'll be interesting to see if we can get a word out of Westy Bert. So we're going to try and slip it in, keep an ear out for that. And that's coming up in the next hour. Also, we've got Beat the Beasley, which finally went off yesterday.
Yeah, good gear.
Somebody did beat the Beasley, and in fact, we still dropped it anyway. We thought, bugger it, let's crush the cat, which we did. Blimpy, the lactose-intolerant cat, was not killed, fortunately, because we've got a lot more in store for Blimpy.
Just had the wind knocked out of it.
That's right. And we're going to be dropping it on an animal once again today. So it's in the next hour. Radio Gladiators is coming up. And, Mick, I believe you've got some good news.
Tone, I bear good tidings. Captain Cook's Diddy box has been found. I can see you sitting easier already. Look at you.
Well, now I can start walking the streets with my kitty's yellow umbrella and my long fur trim gloves again.
Yes, the nationwide Diddy box hunt ended when JC's Priceless Oaks Diddy box was recovered in Adelaide late yesterday.
Right.
A 28-year-old man was arrested and has been charged with unlawful possession of the 230-year-old artefact stolen from Captain Cook's cottage in Melbourne last Saturday. Doesn't say what he was wearing, Tone, when arrested, but we do know what he was wearing when he swiped the Diddy box. What was it again? Long black gloves. Were they fur-lined?
And he was wearing women's clothing.
Dress, purple hat.
And a child's yellow umbrella.
Did you see the police photo fit?
No.
Well, it looked to me like they were very eager to talk to Mary Poppins. I was surprised they didn't describe the umbrella as the getaway vehicle. A bloke from Adelaide... let me get my head around this. A bloke from Adelaide stole the Diddy box. You know what I reckon's going on, Tone? You know what I reckon's going on? I reckon they're still really shat Melbourne pinched the Grand Prix. Right. And this bloke's been sitting around going, bastards, stole the Grand Prix. They're not going to get away with that. We've got to hurt them. How can we... I know. Let's pinch their Diddy box. Kenneth bought the GP to Melbourne. This bloke bought the Diddy box to Adelaide. And I think the Vics were on the arse end of that deal. But I'm happy to say the Diddy box... Have I said Diddy box enough? You know I like it, don't you?
I love hearing the words Diddy box almost as much as I love hearing the phrase core of Schragnum.
Core of Schragnum. That's what he kept in the Diddy box, but that's another story. Yes, the Diddy box is on its way back to Captain Cook's cottage where it belongs, which incidentally was broken into once again last night.
Was it?
Nothing was taken, but a lot of furniture had been rearranged. Have you heard about that? Yeah. They'd retained a lot of, Captain Cook's original ideas. They just, dragged it into the 19th century with a few modern touches. I think I saw a ping pong table in there somewhere.
It hasn't upset the purists.
That's exactly right.
Have they got a couple of big, giant Fijian wooden knives and forks? Have they put them up in there?
A couple of shells. A bit of piss out the front.
Very nice.
Yeah, because I know we call it a cottage, but way back when it was built, it was a bit of a mansion. Did you know that? It was like Captain Cook did consider it to be his own personal Graceland.
Yeah.
He used to spend most of the day just sitting around taking pot shots at his Diddy box with a musket. Did you hear that? I've bought it and can't wait to move in. You know the first thing I'm going to do?
What?
Tell me if you like it.
Yeah.
But I just thought out the back, giant pull shaped like a guitar.
This is Martin Molloy.
Menlo Australia Bohong Menjanai Habibi Dunganaja, which translates as...
Brought to you by Absolutely Nobody.
From the Cranberries here at Martin Molloy, where it's time for this.
Radio Gladiators.
Mickey, when was the last time you went to a bank? Did you go down to your local branch or did you pop down to Coles?
Yeah, no, I saw this on the news. What's going on?
Well, it's starting in Victoria and it's coming to your town. Banks down the supermarket. Now, we've already had, inoculation.
You go to the supermarket and get injected.
Get a bit of vaccine. Yeah, that was who came up with that idea? Was that the Owl? Was that Michael Waldrich? Was that one of his schemes? Yeah. So you can go down and get inoculated now, can you, for measles or...
Peanut butter.
I'm reaching for a red spot special joke, but I don't think it's worth going the full distance.
All right.
So you can get the inoculations done. Now you can do your banking. Now, can you still buy groceries at the supermarket?
Oh, don't be stupid. That went out with Captain Cook's Diddy box.
That went out with peanut butter. But listen to this. You can, in I think 3 branches in Melbourne, you can just pop down and do a few withdrawals withdrawals, do a few deposits. There's a whole bank kind of a deal happening, and it's more convenient, and it's going to, make things more streamlined.
There's a downside, though. There's a downside.
What's that?
Well, I can't wear my motorcycle helmet down to tuck a bag anymore.
What a letdown.
Well, if you did want to rob, you could purchase your pantyhose, whop it on, and just approach the counter.
And if you did that, would the metal doors come down at all the checkouts? Would that happen? And have they got, can you go like...
No, they don't. Their security isn't that elaborate, Tone, but they do have those little dividing wooden sticks. They might separate you from the other customers. So watch yourself. So they do have a plan.
They could get the nasty on the knuckles with the wooden stick thing. Yeah, very effective. And can you get a home loan down in your supermarket now? How far are they going? Are all the bank services going to be available at Coles?
You buy your groceries for your home, then you go and buy your home. You rock up with your trolley full of groceries and go, now I need somewhere to put them.
I see. It's as simple as that. It sounds convenient. It sounds like fun. And I think what we've got to come up with today is other stuff you'd like to see down the supermarket.
Now you're thinking.
Let's not just talk inoculations and banks. Let's get everything down the supermarket so that it's a one-stop shop. Let's have, I don't know, what about relationship counselling? Would you like to see that? While you're standing in the queue, instead of having to thumb through the new idea or one of the little golden books, as I usually do,
I know.
They're still selling the little engine that could.
Heidi. Don't forget Heidi.
Well, what about, you could talk about relationship problems, a bit of marriage counselling.
That sounds good to me. What about this? Because what about a bit of a gym?
Yeah.
So you've got your bank, and then next to it you've got a gym, so you can work out and do your shopping
at the same time.
And instead of having the little walking treadmills, you just jump up on the checkout and walk on the bit where your groceries go. As you're shopping
on the spot.
As they're racking up your groceries, you're running up and down on the spot, getting fit, cracking the stitch.
You're losing calories as you're stocking up on fatty foods.
There you go.
That's a fantastic idea.
See, now we're thinking.
What about entertainment? What about some pennies? What about a bit of 10-pin bowling up the aisles? I'd like to see that to keep people amused.
10-pin bowling up the aisle?
I think it could work. Or what about getting your cat spayed? Because it's always a tricky time of the year when you have to get the cat inoculations or get a bit of work done. Get the cat up on blocks. That always comes around.
And you can put the cat in the little bit of the trolley up the top. You can stick its little legs through.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how you could do it. That's how it's spayed.
It could just be a button on the handle.
What about this?
Now we're thinking.
A bit of a TAB.
Oh, yeah.
A bit of a TAB because, a lot of blokes like to stand around, just having a punt. Yeah. And instead of, looking up the odds, they just call it out. Price check, horse number 2. Price check, horse number 2 in the third.
And a bloke trots up the aisle and knocks down a few pins down the other end. We've got it all set up. Now we're thinking, that's what we're looking for. Other stuff you'd like to see down your local supermarket. Do we have a prize? Well, yes, we do. It's a 3-pack of CDs. And thanks very much to the Martin Molloy singers for coming in on their day off.
And you guys, we might get them to do a bit of Sandman later.
That's fantastic. Also, not only do you get the 3-pack, which of course contains Alanis Morissette, The Cause and Hootie and the Blowfish, you also go into the draw for a 5-night holiday for 2 in Bali, staying at the Hotel Intan Legion Flying Qantas, and it's all thanks to Creative Holidays. Simply call us with what you'd like to see down the supermarket. 1-800-657-657. Inoculating the kiddies down the supermarkets. We want to know what's next. Who have we got on the line?
We got Kim. Hello, Kim.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Mick.
How are you?
I'm really well.
All right. What would you like to see down your local supermarket?
Well, I'd like a bar.
A bar?
Would you? Me too.
Possibly next to the deli, Do you want a beer with your Franks?
Would there be a happy hour?
Oh, absolutely. I thought, too, when you go out the checkout, instead of having all that crap inedible food, why not have glasses of wine for all the frazzled mums?
I see. Go.
Speaking from experience, Kim.
Oh, absolutely.
And how far would you go? Would you have a mechanical bull in there?
Limitless.
Maybe the love tester.
Karaoke.
When they have the love test.
Oh, yeah.
They could have a karaoke machine.
There could be a bit of carnage with those trolleys too. The toll could go up.
They wouldn't have any more fights amongst people trying to rush for the checkouts.
It's all right. Nicely done, Kim. You're one of the people who proves that this really is a clever country.
That's what I'd want to hear, Tone, just before my supermarket shut. Last drinks!
Very nice.
Last drinks!
All right, well, Kim's got a beauty of an idea there. But, Lisa, what are you sitting on?
Yeah, hi. I'd like to see a baby change station that could take care of all the dirty nappies. Because babies always have a habit of doing a worse messes whenever you go somewhere, so...
Yeah, so soiled nappies. I think that's where they've been getting that peanut butter from. I'm not sure.
And have you had an incident down your local supermarket?
A couple of times, all down a white denim jacket and everything. It's horrid.
And how do you manage to, paint that up? How do you sort of get out of it?
You sort of hide it behind all the shopping bags or something. You just can't really.
And say it was the bloke standing behind you.
Yeah, but the smell sort of comes from you, so it's a bit hard.
All right, well, that sounds like a sensible idea, Lisa. Now we'll ask Sarah what she'd like to see down the supermarket.
I'd like to see a mechanic so you can get your car serviced while you're waiting to get your groceries. I'd also like to see a jukebox so that you can pick the music that you listen to rather than the old elevator stuff.
Would the jukebox have green sleeves in it?
I don't think so.
It would have to if it's going to be in a supermarket.
Yes, I'm sure the surviving member of the Carpenters is getting a fair few hefty checks from my local supermarket.
I bet.
What are they playing down your... wouldn't you like to see a bit of Silverchair?
Something like that.
A bit of Anthrax. That's what I'd like to see when I'm walking down the...
I'd like to see spooky music. As you're going down the aisle, you just hear that real spooky stuff.
Maybe the theme from the X-Files. Something creepy like that. All right, thanks, Sarah. Not a bad one. Now we're asking Michael what he wants to see down the supermarket. You there, Michael?
Yes, I am. Well, instead of buying all the time, you should give something so the Salvation Army can be there with all their buckets at every counter giving donations from people.
Oh, right, the salvos. Yes, but you see, the trouble with that idea, Michael, is if you let the salvos in, it's going to be everybody. It's going to be people rattling tins. It's going to be those squeegee blokes from the intersection running it across the front of your trolley.
But those blokes in the koala suits, they'll be running around. And you can't do that now because it's a bank too. And if you walked into a bank wearing that, you'd be in trouble.
You'd have to take your Wilderness Society koala head off.
And that's always a good look, isn't it?
People will put their key cards in instead.
I see.
There you go.
All right. Well, not bad, Michael. Now we're talking to Kaz. Kaz, have you got a suggestion for the supermarkets?
Yeah, I have. I thought maybe they could do ladies' pap smears on the checkout on their way through.
Really?
Yeah, the old G-spot special.
Oh, well, I mean, you'd have to have little checkout cubicles, of course, for a bit of privacy.
Well, I'm sure that's going to get the customers queuing up. That's a fantastic idea, Kaz. And
well, it'd stop you avoiding it. You'd have to do it then. You've got to eat.
Well, that's right. I know when I have mine done, I always go to the 8 smears or less. Get it over with, I say.
Good thinking, Tone.
All right, thanks, Kaz. Thanks for that. And we've got time, I think, for one more suggestion.
On, let's do it.
Is Jason with us? You there, Jace?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Jace.
Oh, not too bad.
That's the way, mate. What are you sitting on?
I'm thinking about having a casino at the supermarket.
Oh, casino.
And you calling from Victoria, Jason?
Yes, I am.
So you're saying the casino hasn't reached your place yet?
Well, it's a little far away at the moment, but...
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Donvale.
Oh, that's about 2 days away. The casino will be there. You just wait a couple of days and it'll be out the front.
I'll be waiting.
Your supermarket will be in the casino.
Gamble away all the shopping money.
All right. And so obviously, as well as a bit of gaming action, you'd be subject to some top-flight cabaret entertainment.
As you always are. You wouldn't need the slot machine, Stain. You just sit there pushing the buttons on the cash register. And if you push the one that opened the drawer, bingo!
Very nice.
You'll win money.
That's a fantastic idea from Jason. But, there's a few good ideas there. Can we go past Kim at the top of the bar?
Tone, I'm with you.
It's
Let's
simple.
Go straight back up.
It's effective. And she was brimming with ideas. Are you there, Kim?
Legend!
Okay. Hey, I'm not sure if you were going to air then, Kim. Just give it again.
Legend!
All righty.
Kim, you're not down the supermarket right now, are you?
But I think if they had this on, I'd be doing the late night shopping.
Yes, I think she's been down the supermarket since early today. Okay, Kim, you've got yourself that 3-pack of CDs.
Yep, hey.
And tomorrow, Pete Smith's going to be here reaching into the barrel, sending somebody, possibly you and a friend, to Bali.
Oh, yes, please.
Thanks to Creative Holidays.
Can I leave the kids at home?
Oh, yeah, do what you like.
Unreal.
Take them down the casino. Leave them in the... No, don't do that.
Leave them at the supermarket. I understand they've got a change station down there.
All right. Well, thanks for playing today, Kim. Thanks to everybody who took part in Radio Gladiators. And listen to this. In the next hour, we're going to be back with the proper Batman. Not your Val Kilmer, not your Michael Keaton, not your George Clooney, but Adam West.
This is Martin Molloy.
Marvellous.
Brought to you by Absolutely Nobody.
Batman. Batman, Adam West, here at Martin Molloy.
The US.
Looks anywhere near halfway decent on Him Is You. It's the second hour of Martin Molloy, and let's introduce our guest. In case you're not aware, this year marks the 30th anniversary of Batman, the TV series. We've already spoken to the former boy wonder. Now let's meet the other half of that most dynamic of duos. He's recently published his autobiography, Back to the Batcave. He's online from LA. He's Adam West. Adam West, can you hear us?
Yes, loud and clear.
Now, where are you exactly? Paint the picture for us.
Well, I'm sitting in an office with a salesman. I'm buying a Jeep.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I can four-wheel drive around Australia.
Now, what are you looking for in a Jeep, Adam? Are you looking for one that can do an emergency turn by firing a parachute out the back?
Well, yeah, but it's tough to find anything that matches the you-know-what mobile.
Of course. All right, now, let's not put it off any longer. Let's get straight to Batman. And, Adam, we don't say this to many guests on our program, but we're huge fans of your work.
Thanks, Mick.
And
Tony, too.
Yeah, that's right. And we'd just like to say, you know, we really do feel that a lot of what you were doing in that series was just much too subtle. We think that everyone was distracted by the colour and the movement and the bad guys and the gadgets. And really, the interest for us lay in what you were up to in the background, little bits of business, the way you'd suddenly run out of a room or some of the choreography in Commissioner Gordon's office, that kind of stuff.
Well, thanks for noticing after all these years.
I suppose what we're trying to say here is how aware were you of what you were up to when you were making that show? Were you on the verge of cracking up all the time?
Well, you know, because the material was so enormously funny, I mean, at least I thought it was, yes.
Did you ever get a script and you just go, nah, Batman wouldn't do that. You've gone too far?
Yes. They had Batman in, you know, like a topless club.
Oh, no.
Putting money on the ramp, and I felt maybe that was going too far without being slipped some kind of chemical additive in his orange juice.
Yes, because, I mean, you know, you're into the Batusi, but any dancing beyond that?
I think you really nailed it. Absolutely. You got a wonderful sense of it, yes.
Tell us about the Batusi, because I've often been at a party of a Saturday night and had someone attempt to demonstrate it to me. Was it something you invented yourself, or...?
No, I just invented it on driving into the studio when I heard I had to do it. I was sitting in my car doing this Batusi thing, and people were very suspicious. But, you know, it's funny, last night, you mentioned that, last night I saw John Travolta being interviewed,
right.
And then they ran some clips from a couple of pictures, and he was doing it.
He was doing the Batusi?
Yes, pieces of it.
And did you have a favourite episode, Adam? I think it was 120 episodes you filmed. Was there one that stood out for you?
Yeah, I think the first one. Because I love Frank Gorshin as Riddler. I thought he was, you know, just brilliant. And also we were, you know, getting our feet wet. Everything was wondrous to me. You know, you walk out and you see these huge mastodon swaths in silk and jewelry and little parachutes floating through the air and cars exploding, and you wonder what kind of world you've entered and why would I be here for 3 years.
And tell us, if we were to come around to your place, have you got much memorabilia from the series on display? Have you got a giant rubber shark over your mantelpiece, something like that?
I still have the scar on my knee.
Oh, I see.
But yes, I do have a small warehouse filled with memorabilia.
Cans of shark repellent spray, anything like that in there?
I'm sending you one.
Oh, good.
Because you need it down there.
Oh, yeah. And take us back, Adam, to when you very first auditioned for the role of Batman. How did that work? Was there a whole bunch of you lined up in the costume?
What happened was I'd been doing a film in Europe, and I'd come in, and my agent had told me about it, so I had a meeting with the producers, and I'd read the pilot script. And fallen down 18 times. I loved it. So I told the agent, look, I really know these people want to do something the way I feel it should be done too, and hey, let's all get hitched up here and do it right. And I said, if they want me, fine. If they don't, I'm headed back for Europe to do another movie. So it forced their hand a little, and indeed they hired me.
And how crazy was it at the height of the success of the series? Were you mobbed everywhere you went?
Well, yeah, it was remarkable because I must have a strange walk or something. But people knew right away.
It was probably that Batman saunter. It's best on display in the episode where you're wearing the surfing baggies. Remember that when you come out of the dressing room?
It was one of my favorites. The surfing duel with the Joker.
Yes, that's one of our
And I had my
favorites.
pineapple baggies on outside my tights, yeah.
Now, can you stick around for another break with us, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be next on Martin Molloy.
Strumming my
Softly here at
Martin Molloy.
Adam West, can you still hear us?
I can, yes.
Now, Adam, a few months back, we had Bert Ward on the program. You remember him?
No.
And we were talking about his book, and it's interesting because I've read your book, Back to the Batcave, which is a fantastic read, by the way, but it certainly does contrast with his version of events. Now,
Could I interrupt you for a moment with a little footnote?
Yes?
I have a new book that just came out on tape.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Adam West remembers 30 years of Batman. And you can get it by calling a free number.
There we go.
Yes. It's 888-888-BAT-ADAM.
Is that right? Was it just a lucky coincidence you got that number?
Yes.
And what kind of celebrations are going on to mark this anniversary?
Let me just look outside here. Yes, there are people in the street dancing. There's paper mache dragons.
Hey, Adam, can I ask you, what do you think of the more recent Batmans? Are you impressed?
Well, I'm impressed in a way. I think, first of all, that they're not very family-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to knock them, but they're pretty sinister.
Do you approve of the latex muscle suits? I mean, you had nothing like that. You had a pair of tights and some pixie boots and a bit of a cape. They've got these full-on latex muscle suits.
Hey, it was pure West.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I meant to say.
And what about who's the next one? It's going to be George Clooney off ER, is it?
Yeah, isn't it amazing that DC Comics and Warner Brothers Pictures sent a memo around, I understand, that said, don't let Adam near Batman because it might confuse the audience.
Is that right?
Yeah, now they've got Keaton, Kilmer, and Clooney. I'm confused.
So you're saying that down at Warner Brothers in the little security booth there's a picture up of you. Don't let this man on the lot.
Yes. But I think, what I'm thinking about doing, and they may come around to this. In the next Batman, I just want to be Uncle Batman.
Do you have anything to say to these academics who are mooting this theory that there was some kind of homosexual relationship between Robin and Batman?
Yes, but I think we solved that with his sex change operation.
That's one particular episode that doesn't seem to have been played out here, Adam, but
it's just Robin tied up on a log going towards a buzzsaw.
Yeah, it's right. It's one of the lost episodes.
And what about your relationship with Catwoman, Adam? I remember one particular episode where I think Catwoman fell off a building and it was very moving. I think you reached into your utility belt and pulled out something called a bat kerchief. Do you remember that?
Well, it was hot. She promised to date me when she gets out of jail.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
And what exactly are you up to these days, Adam, apart from buying a Jeep?
I've been so lucky. People love Batman. It was just voted tied with Lucy as the most popular show of all time. And wherever I go in the world, people are so wonderful with me. So I'm terribly grateful, even though I'm not making the $12 million for the new one.
No.
But it's just been great. I just finished looping last week a picture called Joyride, which I did. I've done 3 movies in 7 months. Aha! I took Batman into cyberspace.
What have you done?
I've got a website.
I bet you can't remember the address to that one.
Well, let me look here in the film.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think it's http //AdamWest.com.
Of course. All right, well, we're going to go off and dial it up right now, Adam, and we'd like to thank you for your time today.
I got to tell you, I'm getting down there. You guys have been great, and I have to get to Australia.
You can come down as our guests, Adam.
Okay.
We'd love to have you any time.
Thank you for being so knowledgeable.
All right, we'll see you when you get here, Adam.
My best to you and your fans.
All the best of luck with Sweet Dreams. That's Eurythmics here at Martin Molloy. Thanks very much to Adam West for speaking to us on the show today. I don't know if you can call his number. I'm sure you can get through to his net site, but I don't know what will happen in Australia if you dial how many ever 8s it was he said, and then Bat Adam.
Bat Adam. And you reckon when you do call it, at the other end, he's got that phone and the little cake tin, the little glass cake tin like he had on the show. He just pulls it off and goes, "Yes, citizen."
And then he tells Aunt Harriet that he won't be home for dinner tonight. And runs for the bookshelf. But enough for Adam West talking. Did you notice the way, just briefly, that he changed the subject when we mentioned Bert Ward?
And, yes, didn't seem too keen to talk bat sandwiches, which is where we were heading.
It was one of the most skillful subject changes I've heard on the show. But here's one now. What about Elvis? You know what we don't have in this country, and I'd like to see it come in here?
Yeah,
parachuters. Parachuters dressed as the king, dressed as Elvis. I know they love it in America. There was a fair bit of it in that Honeymoon in Vegas film. And people love dressing up as Elvis and jumping out of planes in America, but it's taken a bit of a, well, not tragic, but certainly an unfortunate turn in Boston. 4 Elvis impersonating skydivers were injured after strong winds blew them off course at the opening of a nightclub. They were supposed to land right out front of the nightclub. Instead, 2 fell into the harbour, 1 fell onto a street, another one crashed into a yacht club.
They must have been the young Elvises. Would have been hard. It would have been hard to blow the old Elvises. The older Elvises, of course. They landed where they were supposed to.
Yeah, I'd like to see our skies filled with plunging Elvises in the south.
That'd be good. And or plunging Gaddafis
in the Cape. All right, well, we'll see what we can do, but that has given us an idea for the next part of the show.
It's time to play Beat the Beasley. Here's how it works. Mick and Tony have commissioned the nation's finest designers, engineers and craftsmen to construct several frighteningly lifelike replicas of federal opposition leader Kim Beasley. Every day on Martin Molloy, one of these enormous structures will be dropped onto something fragile, tiny or defenseless. That is, unless you can correctly answer 5 questions and beat the Beasley. If you're successful, you'll win a Beasley-proof watch valued at $1,500 from our extremely good friends at Michael Hill Jewelers. Okay, lads, roll out the Beasley.
Can do, Pete Smith. And as I hinted there, we've got an enormous Beasley dressed as the king, dressed as Elvis Presley, ready to plunge onto what, Mickey?
Flipper.
Flipper.
Well, Flipper is released today, is it nationally?
I think Flipper opens all around the country today with Hogs and with, obviously, a fair bit of dolphin work.
Yep.
We've got Flipper in a tank in the corner of the studio. We're prepared to drop an enormous Kim Beasley dressed as Elvis Presley.
We're going to put Flipper in a Beasley Presley sandwich.
All right. How did we get to this?
I have no idea.
You know, it's, at the start of the year, we were doing Shoot the Celebrity in the Arse.
Straightforward.
It seems so simple, but now we're doing this. And we've got a watch, obviously a $1,500 watch with your name on it. So call us up, answer a few trivia questions, get 5 of them right, beat the Beasley, and win a $1,500 watch. What other show offers you that? Call us now, 1-800-657-657.
This is Martin Molloy.
Menlo, Australia, Bohong, Menjanai, Habibi,
Yes, it's time for Beat the Beasley here at Martin Molloy. Now, here's what we've done today. We've constructed an enormous effigy of our federal opposition leader. We've dressed it as the king, Elvis Presley, simply on a whim.
That's how we spent half our day.
That's right, because there's a bit of talk of Elvis parachuters in the paper today, but we just love any incarnation of the king on this show. Any excuse, we're going to drop it on Flipper. Flipper the dolphin, the lovable dolphin from the film, which opens around the country today, and only one person can stop that from happening. Who is that person, Mickey?
It's Jody. Hello, Jody.
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Good. Now, are you an Elvis fan?
I am.
Are you a Beasley fan?
No.
Okay. Are you a Flipper fan?
No, not really.
That's fine for our purposes today.
And Jody, where are you calling us from?
From work.
From what is work for you?
A bit of everything, basically.
Oh, okay. You don't want to go into too much detail?
No.
All right. And what kind of watch do you wear, Jody?
I'm wearing a Guess at the moment.
A which?
A Guess?
Oh, right. Is it worth $1,500?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, here's your chance.
It's an old one, Tone. It's one of those ones you got to get one of those, big metal rods and crank it like the front of those old cars. Every morning you wind it up.
Well, this is your chance to trade up, Jody, and all you have to do is answer 5 of the following questions correctly within the space of a minute. Do you have to answer that, Jody?
Oh, no, I'll leave it.
We're about to find out where you work.
Okay. It's not one of those 0055 kind of No. Well, it might be. All right, don't tell us anything, Jody. Let us fire a few questions. We'll just, firstly, of course, crane in the Beasley, into position, over Flipper. And when you hear the gunshot, that's when the questions will start coming your way. Any second now. Oh, yes, and question 1, what does Flipper star Paul Hogan insist he hasn't had?
What was that, sorry?
What does Flipper star Paul Hogan insist he hasn't had?
A facelift?
Yes!
Name a dead person Hillary Clinton's been talking to.
Oh, no idea.
Was it Eleanor Roosevelt or Mahatma Gandhi?
There you go.
Which competition? Which competition on Martin Molloy did Beat the Beasley replace?
No idea.
It was Pot of Shite.
Who is our foreign minister?
Foreign Affairs Minister, apologising a lot.
Don't know.
Oh, it's Alexander Downer.
I think we can take it she's not working at Parliament.
No, Ray Martin's hair, is it real?
No.
Oh, well, nobody knows for sure, so we accept it. Yes.
What does Pete Smith say every weeknight?
Oh, no, I can't get it.
Sale of the century is the answer. Name the dog on Mad About You.
I have no idea.
Oh, no. And
shut up,
Flipper's got debate. Flipper's got debate.
Jody, thanks to you, we're all splattered in dolphin blubber. And I'm afraid the dog I'm mad about you is called Murray.
Murray, that's it.
That's correct. But listen to this. You have got a Martin Molloy T-shirt and a copy of our album, the Brown Album.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for playing, Jody, wherever you work, here at Martin Molloy. One of us, that's Joan Osborne here at Martin Molloy, where our contestant on Beat the Beasley didn't come up with much, I have to say.
Didn't get herself a new watch.
No. The people at Michael Hill Jewellers are rubbing their hands together. They're having a hard time giving these watches away. Not that there's anything wrong with them.
They're the best on the market.
But I'm afraid, are the questions too hard? Who is our foreign minister? Maybe she was thinking, he might not be by now.
See, because I got that confused with name the dog I'm mad about you. I said, who's our foreign minister? I was going, Murray.
Murray.
I'd like a foreign minister to name Murray.
Well, Alexander Downer will roll over and let you scratch his tummy if you ask nicely.
And both have been smacked on the nose with a rolled-up newspaper in the last couple of days.
All right, well, Mick, we've been putting it off. Let's draw our attention now to, the story that's got a lot of people upset. And I don't want to, I don't want to bring it up and spoil anyone's dinner. Sure. But everyone's talking Baby John.
Yeah.
As predicted here on Martin Molloy, Wheel of Fortune host Baby John Burgess has been given the arse by Channel 7. After 12 years as host of the popular game show, Burjo arrived at work yesterday to find his office as bare as the peanut butter shelf down your local supermarket. Actually, 7 execs broke the news to him gently. It just came up on the board during yesterday's taping. Is the phrase, Baby John, you're sacked? Now, Mick and myself have been long-time supporters of Burjo. No one says Selangor.
No.
With quite the... Even Pete Smith doesn't say Selangor with the same sense of authority as Baby John. But he did ignore our advice, didn't he, not to shave off the mo, and I think that was the turning point. Tony Barber, who I understand is going to be wearing a mo for the new series, he's set to replace the big man when the wheel finally fires up again on July 4. And my advice to Burjo is don't go out without letting him know what you think. Surely he could reprogram the answer board to fire a few abusive phrases at Barber and the 7 execs. If anyone's got the master codes, it's going to be Baby John. Wouldn't it be great to, just on Tony Barber's first episode, just to see, Adriana, could you reveal the phrase? Yes, it's thanks for nothing, Barber, you two-faced turncoat. Don't miss tonight's premiere of our misguided nature documentary series, The Crocodile Hunter, with Mick Molloy. Join Mick and his fearful band of paid extras as they crash about in crocodile-infested swampland like a bunch of American tourists looking for trouble.
So what? You reckon the croc's just over the embankment there, do you?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
Well, that's where you told us to put it.
Is it drugged?
Out like a light.
Charge!
Grab his tail, grab his tail. You got it? Yep. Steve, you got its mouth?
Yep.
Gary, what are you doing?
I'm trying to hoik your jeans up so I don't have to look at your bum crack.
Good thinking.
A good crocodile hunter can't be made. He has to be born, which is bad news for Mick because he doesn't know his ass from his elbow when it comes to hunting crocs.
Mick, is it safe to be standing in this river?
Yes, everyone, it's safe. Don't panic. I've had a look and there aren't any crocs.
Are you positive?
Yeah, there's none. Just a lot of those weird kind of floating logs.
Floating logs?
Yeah, look, there's one floating right towards you now. It's... Whoa, Jesus! What a sneaky croc. Hey, check it out, everyone. They make themselves look like floating logs. Who would have thought?
And when the crocodile hunting's done for the day, there's always time for a campsite yarn about the one that got away.
Yeah, the biggest croc I ever saw was a salty old ton of leather called Big Al. He was a crafty old bugger who had a mean streak a mile wide. He had teeth the size of dinner plates. I still remember looking into his beady executioner eye.
Were you frightened?
Nah, when you're a crocodile hunter, you can't afford to acknowledge fear. Fear is the mind killer. It's about being a man, doing a man. Get it off me! Get it off me! What was that?
A moth.
Of course it was.
What was that?
Featuring a rare interview with Mick that offers a unique insight into the life of a so-called crocodile hunter.
Mick, what did you do before you were a crocodile hunter?
I was a clown.
Really?
Yes, I'd come home after a children's party and I'd still feel strangely empty. So I started hunting crocodiles. For a time, I juggled the two, but eventually I chose hunting crocodiles. Still, it was fun for a while. Did you know I was the only clown working at the time who had a pair of crocodile skin clown shoes?
Really?
Yep. Dead set chick magnets they were.
So don't miss Mick Molloy, the Crocodile Hunter, the show that really is one big croc.
No, she'll be right. You can pat him. Yeah, no, give it a pat. Oh. No, you can't.
You don't treat me no good, no more. That's Sonia Data winding up today's Martin Molloy. And, Mick, you know what we need?
What?
Apart from a swift kick in the pants and a good dose of national service, we need more merchandising. We need more products, you know, because we haven't got nothing. We got the album and we got a T-shirt.
That's it.
I don't think you can get the T-shirt in the shops even. We need more products. John Laws, he's a big-time radio guy.
He punches out the merchandise.
Listen to what he's doing now. He's come up with a John Laws barbecue cookbook, a John Laws outdoor barbecue CD, and a range of John Laws barbecue sauces. What's with all the barbecue? Is he always on the barbie round at his place?
Yeah. Must be on it. Has he got gold barbecue tongs?
No, I'm sure
he's got a gold microphone. If he's having a barbie, it'd be two blokes bringing in the gold barbie tongs, wouldn't it?
That's really like roadies. Give him the gold tongs.
He flips the bit of meat, and then they take it away.
And then he's drive somewhere else to do a tong work at another barbecue. He's barbecue crazy.
What's
obviously.
a barbecue CD?
Barbecue CD.
Is it like all those, like the barbecue mix, including all new barbecue mix?
It's a CD you have to flip over every couple of minutes. I don't know. What's a barbecue CD? When you come around to my place for a barbie, there's only one CD that's playing. It's this. Have a listen to this. This is my idea of barbecue music.
Oh, this always gets them going.
Let's just savour it. Just drink it in, people.
Bring it out, back to all your barbecue, son.
And it's about now that people are usually getting into their cars and heading home. You know. Let's just keep that going, though, Gracie, because I'm quite enjoying
it too.
As we get to another crumb, what about Paula Yates?
Yeah.
And have you seen what she's moved? What's going on? There's this bizarre house swapping arrangement.
Yeah.
She's moved into
her old house.
Bob Geldof.
Bob Geldof has moved out of his house into Michael Hutchins's house.
Right.
Hutcho has come around the corner into Paula Yates' house, formerly Bob Geldof's house.
What's going on there?
Are you going to get that?
Is that part of the song or something going off in the background? But apparently she's moved back into her own house and had to have it fumigated. because Bob Geldof's got, I don't know, enormous fleas running about the house in John Law's barbecue aprons, apparently, helping themselves. And the thing I like about it is the house is so disgusting. It's known by locals as the shame of Redburn Street.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
The shame of Redburn Street.
So if you're popping around to Bob Geldof's place or Paulie Yates' place, just say, I'm just popping around the shame.
Or if you're posting something, that's what you write on the letter. The shame of Redburn Street.
That's all you need to put, and it gets straight there.
There it is.
And anything else? I know we were talking Flipper. Are you off to see Flipper, man?
No, I don't think I will, Tone, but I've got a theory. Have I got a minute? Just a minute. I've got a theory about Paul Hogan.
Yeah.
I think he's becoming Australia's Michael Jackson.
You think so?
Well, you add it up. He's gone the facelift.
Right.
He's denying it, but he's gone the facelift. That's just the start. He's trying to sell his very huge and unique property.
Yeah,
in a ranch.
Right.
Ranch up there.
Check.
He's just done a movie with a young boy.
Check.
That's all happening. So I think we can basically say he's turning himself slowly but surely into Michael Jackson, or Australia's Michael Jackson. Now, the facelift he's still denying, isn't he?
Yeah.
Have you had a look at his face, Tony?
I haven't had a close-up look.
Woo-wee. You know what I reckon happened? I reckon he's gone in for that. I reckon he's gone in to see his surgeon, and he's lying on the table, and the surgeon's got ready, pulled out the knife, and he's just sat there and gone, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
All righty. That's our cue to get out of here. We've had enough barbecue music for one afternoon, in fact, for one lifetime, and we must thank our guests.
He'll be in the surgical mask soon. Well, you're going to see Paul Hogan walking around the streets of Woolloomooloo, wherever it is, with the chimp on one arm, surgical mask, and, I don't know,
doing a bit of a moonwalk. All right, well, I'll look forward to that. And Adam West, don't forget to attempt to dial Adam's number, 888-8888. Bat Adam. And thanks to Adam today, also John Howard, Alexander Downer, all our gladiators, and whoever it was, Jody, of course, who failed to beat the Beasley. We'll be back tomorrow, winding up the week with, do we know yet, Gracie? Dave O'Neill. He's an up-and-coming comic. He's pretty funny, and he'll be talking to us tomorrow. And until then, remember, if you can't say something intelligent, come talk to us.